5 seconds to go. Start. Acknowledging the important role played by the charitable institutions in the society, the income of these institutions is fully exempted from taxation. Further, donation made to these institutions is also allowed as deduction in computing the taxable income of the donor. Currently, a taxpayer is required to fill the complete details of the donee in the income tax return for availing deduction. In order to ease the process of claiming deduction for donation, it is proposed to pre-fill the donee's information in taxpayer's return on the basis of information of donations furnished by the donee. This would result in hassle-free claim of deduction for the donation made by the taxpayer. Further, in order to claim the tax exemption, the charity institutions have to be registered with the income tax department. In the past, the process of the registration was completely manual and scattered all over the country. In order to simplify the compliance for the new and existing charity institutions, I propose to make the process of registration completely electronic, under which a unique registration number shall be issued to all new and existing charity institutions. Further, to facilitate the registration of the new charity institution which is yet to start their charitable activities, I propose to allow them provisional registration for 3 years. Our government is committed to bringing in transformational changes so that maximum governance is provided with minimum government. In order to impart greater efficiency, transparency, and accountability to the assessment process, a new faceless assessment scheme has already been introduced. Currently, most of the functions of the income tax department, starting from the filing of return, processing of returns, issuance of refunds, and assessment, are performed in the electronic mode without any human interface. In order to take the reforms initiated by the department to the next level and to eliminate human interface, I propose to amend the Income Tax Act so as to enable faceless appeal on the lines of faceless assessment. Sir, in the past, our government has taken several measures to reduce tax litigations. In the last budget, Sabka Vishwas scheme was brought in to reduce litigation in indirect taxes. It resulted in settling over 1,89,000 cases. Currently, there are 4,83,000 direct tax cases pending in various appellate forms, that is, Commissioner, Appeals, High Court, and Supreme Court. This year, I propose to bring a scheme similar to the indirect tax Sabka Viswas for reducing litigations even in the direct taxes. Under the proposed Vivad Se Viswas scheme, a taxpayer would be required to pay only the amount of the disputed taxes and will get complete waiver of interest and penalty provided he pays by 31st March 2020. Those who avail this scheme after 31st March 2020 will have to pay some additional amount. The scheme will remain open till 30th June 2020. Taxpayers in whose cases appeals are pending at any level can benefit from this scheme. I hope that taxpayers will make use of this opportunity to get relief from vexatious litigation process. As a part of consolidation of the financial sector, our government has brought out schemes for merger and amalgamation of public sector banks in order to ensure that the amalgamated entities are able to take the benefit of unabsorbed losses and depreciation of the amalgamating entities. I propose to make necessary amendments to the provisions of the Income Tax Act. Any tax system requires trust between taxpayers and the administration. This will be possible only when taxpayers' rights are clearly enumerated. Towards this end, and with the objective of enhancing the efficiency of delivery system of the income tax department, I propose to amend the provisions of the Income Tax Act to mandate the Central Board of Direct Taxes to adopt a taxpayer's charter. The details of the contents of the charter shall be notified soon. In the last budget, I had introduced the interchangeability of PAN and Aadhaar, for which necessary rules were already notified. In order to further ease the process of allotment of PAN, soon we will launch a system under which PAN shall be instantly allotted online on the basis of Aadhaar without any requirement for filing up of detailed application form. Our government brought in the GST as a historic reform of the indirect taxes in 2017. We also took a path-breaking step of simplifying and rationalizing corporate tax in September 2019. More importantly, we offered a rate of corporate tax which perhaps is the lowest in the world. Continuing on this path, we have now put the personal income tax at its lowest ever rate and totally removed DDT at the company's hands. Further, the direct taxes are now the lowest, simplest, and smoothest. Direct tax on the startups also has been many reformative steps in quick succession. even ease of compliance is seeing unprecedented changes. Last but not the least, personal interface with tax administration is at the